So BTC have been moving in a flat, and today we will look at possible outcomes. So let's go. It will take about 15 minutes and I will show you my thoughts about the last movements on BTC and some predictions about the next possible scenarios. Let's switch to the charts right now, and to begin with, I want to remind you that all of this is just my opinion and I can be wrong, and it's normal. And in my Telegram channel, link you will find in the description, I share my opinion and analysis on the Bitcoin and altcoin markets more often, and with sometimes with the exact entry points. And so on the Bitcoin we're moving in some flat correction, which is very needed if we want to continue a growth, considering that we've been growing from 22nd of June. And when such big movements happen, and big is about, in this case, is about 20%. So when these big movements happens, there will always be a correction, and I will put the waves here because we will talk about it later. And for those of you who listen to me and you cannot trade profitably using only waves and only volume and none of the other indicators and conditions, they do not work in solo. Waves is just one of the instruments that I use to make a decision to open a trade in a certain direction. I use wave only with 4-5 other instruments that I need to make a decision. A single instrument of technical analysis works on its own. So please remember this if somehow no one told you about it. So this current movement that we see, it fits perfectly for fourth Elliott wave, which is almost all of the times a correction, a flat, a triangle. So let's remember what the correction can look like. So it is either some flat, a channel like we have here. It is oftentimes it is some triangle correction or some bullish bearish pennant, and all of these figures that hint us at trend continuation. It is all trend continuation figures. It is all Elliott fourth wave. And if we look at the volumes during this movement up, we will see that volumes are rising along with the price, and this tells us about that this growth is a natural truth, organic growth, because this growth is on the rising volumes. So for this flat movement, if we switch to the lower time frame and we will look at the volumes more closely, we will see that somewhere from here, we will see that volumes are continuously decreasing. So this movement, it will end eventually. It will fade. It's losing its momentum. It will not last long. So what this tells us about, it gives us a hint that we can do something like this, like a quick dip to the downside in the opposite direction of a global trend. And this won't affect our midterm picture. So small dip to these levels will be perfectly fine, and actually is very needed for growth to regain its momentum. And this scenario will be so-called false breakout with continuation into the global trend direction. And when I draw these scenarios, I don't try to tell you that we will go either down or either up. No, all of my scenarios is up, but in different options, either immediately with a small correction or with a strong correction. And I have drawn this figure, this fourth wave correction, for hundreds of times, and most of the times it works out just like I showed you. So we do not need to overcomplicate things. Chart gives enough information, enough technical information, and you can trade just looking at the empty chart. Actually, that is why I have only one color candles. Chart gives enough information, and I saw this model, this fourth wave correction of the chart, hundreds of times, and they always work. I don't try to invent something new. I stick to things that are working. So I do not overcomplicate things. I just wait for the familiar situation to occur on the chart, and then I enter. I don't use new instruments in my analysis. For the 5 years, I use the same instruments, same conditions, same bullets, same edge. So market doesn't change. Even with AI trading, it haven't changed. Things that are working, they are still working. Chart gives all the information you need, all of the indicators and oscillators and everything that you have. It's all just a derivative from the information that is already here in these candles. You can polish forever only your psychology, your will, your risk management. That is all you can do. And to find instruments and your bullets, your edge, your conditions, your trading system, you only got to do it one time. So this is all I can say for now. I don't want to overcomplicate and throw, how do you say it, dust in the eyes. We have rising volumes, we have the structure, we have a confirmation of this wave structure. So I expect a fifth wave. So that is all that I have to say for today. I don't even want to use candle analysis inside of this flat because it doesn't work well in the flat, and I don't want to invent the wheel. It is a familiar situation. It is a familiar situation, and we have a structure. We have a confirmation of this growth with the rising volumes. We have confirmation of this five-way structure. So let's see how this works out. And I'm pretty confident that this works out something like this. So we can throw Fibonacci at this whole growth. Maybe we can find some of these zones, like 0.38 between 0.5 that we haven't tested yet, and we have zone of 0.6 between 0.7, and most of the times a correction, and most of the times correction hits at least this zone. And if you've been listening to me and thought that I am saying either long or either short, no, all my scenarios are up, just through different movements. And what to do with this information, you will decide for yourself. If you want more exact entry points, you will find it in Telegram channel. So I will see you in Telegram and here on YouTube. Thank you for your time. Think for yourself, form your own vision, see through illusions. Don't believe in everything that you hear, even from me. Have your own opinion. Don't listen to bloggers, including me, and have fun. That's all that matters.